We are right now in that we call it a new digital revolution, the same as we had in the industrial revolution. What we have is from the different the 15s that is starting here in the Silicon Valley. It's not too far ago. We are talking about 70 years. These guys are the ones that created the first transistor company, and in the 50s was what we had in the Silicon Valley was vineyards, and right now, 70 years later, what we have it's really this kind of amazing congresses and technology. This is the house where Hewlett Packard creates the first company to develop that, and one of the guys is Gordon Moore, that is the one that explains that really has a forecast of the future, and he told us that technology will double every 2 years. That means that during the first years, we had already improvements. But right now, we are here. We are really in an explosion of technology, and we are in an incredible exponential growth. That means that in the time, we are talking about blockchain, artificial intelligence. That means that are technologies of the future, but really are technologies of the present. Because of the evolution of technology, the cost will go down, the quality will go up, and technology will be everywhere. This is the first GPS receiver, commercial GPS receiver. It was $200,000. Right now, we can have it in a very small piece of $5. Technology that at the start seems that it's only for military purposes, for mission to going to the moon. Right now, it's with more and more power, we have it in our hands. That means that to arrive technology to our people is question of time. And then it is that we have is we are arriving different kind of digital advanced technologies. We are talking about drones, blockchain, artificial intelligence, 5G, computer vision. Right now, what we have, our entrepreneurs have the possibility to have an hybrid versions of these kind of technologies to provide a new future. When we are talking about future, we're talking about different use cases: autonomous cars, drones for agriculture, immersed tourism, in the chirurgy and robots, also from delivery. This is the Nissan robot that it's already testing in the US. Wearables that are from outside as a part of us, and also in the industry 4.0 and collaborative robots. All these pictures has one things in common, that are the technology are combining with persons. At the end, the problem or the main challenge that we already have is not the technology at all. It's not the evolution of the technology. There are a lot of entrepreneurs, engineers that will create that and will go better than better. It's how, as a citizens, as a professionals, as entrepreneurs, understand this impact, and we can assume of that. Because what we have is that this call it this exponential growth surprise factor. Technology is growing as exponential growth, but us as a society, we are linear. We cannot expect the question that we have right now. That is why from the government of Catalonia, when we think to build a digital nation, what we are really thinking, it's about to empower our citizens to understand, to manage, to serve this new digital era. That means to provide them the capabilities, the tools to change the world. Because when we're talking about citizens, we're talking about users, we're talking about the receivers of our services. But we are also talking about our entrepreneurs, our engineers, our politicians, our managers, our professionals, and so on. And this is the human tower, that typical from the cultural heritage. It's about collaboration and putting all the forces together to enhance the capabilities of any kind of profile of the people. On the top we have the smaller, the boys and the kids. On the base are the most robust. It's the same as we have in the society, and we need to work with them with technology. And this is our strategy. We have a strategy that is focused on 5 pillars: about digital citizenry, about infrastructure to provide a cohesion on the territory, about digital government, digital security of cyber security, and finally digital innovation. I want to go very fast through all these 4 pillars, and later on to talk a little bit about blockchain and artificial intelligence. First of all, digital citizens. This is about providing the capabilities to them. And we need to start in the schools. We have a very strong program for STEM vocations and providing coding, robotics, and now implementing also artificial intelligence in the schools. Also, we have a lack of vocations in engineering, and we have programs on that, women on ICT. But more than relevant of the capabilities that are really needed, it's the tools that we provide to them. We are talking about, this is a charter of digital rights and responsibilities that we build because we need to provide access, also freedom, and also the responsibilities, for example, in artificial intelligence for that. And we needed a participatory process with a lot of experts to build this basis on that. Also, digital identity, the base of development of the digital society. It's about talking about identity, and we are working on digital identity with self-sovereign blockchain digital identity. I will talk a little bit later. And also empowering creating the environments to empower the citizen to identify their challenges together and provide the solutions. We believe about the solutions created by the owners of the problems, and with technology we can help them. Also, we have Catalonia has 947 municipalities, main in the rural areas. Here's Barcelona. We're 7.5 million people. Half of that is in Barcelona, but we need to empower, to provide access to any citizens in any place they are living. This is a public fiber optic network that we are developing, and then we provide this access for the private sector. That means that any citizen, any village, in any place of the country has the same opportunities. We cannot create a digital divide also in smart city programs. Also, we have more than 500 towers like that for the rural areas, and we create the tower, and then the operators put on the top the devices to provide the services. Because the return on investment in these areas are not at the starting of the technology. Right now we are developing 5G. If we leave to the private sector all this deployment, we will not only have this digital innovation hub here, and we want to have the whole country. When we're talking about digital nation, we're talking about all the citizens in Catalonia. Sorry. Next, we are talking about, here we are in the Smart City Expo. We have a program, it's the Smart Catalonia. Smart Catalonia works with more than 70 cities right now, also 100 startups, and we are testing in every of these cities this kind of startups. What we are doing is, if we test any of the technologies that we have here, we are sharing the knowledge to the rest of the partners. Barcelona, some of the big cities has the capabilities, the budgets to innovate in these areas. What we are doing here is to help the rest of the smaller cities, and in some cases providing them software as a service or digital services as a service. And also, a way where we are working is about the challenges. We believe in mission-oriented innovation. We believe to develop the research for a mission, and then we are working, for example, in the Port of Barcelona, if some of the cities, the Agency of Water Management, the Agency of Waste Management, to identify the challenges and create with entrepreneurs these solutions. We have the digital government. We need to transform ourselves also, because we are working with the other cities, we are working with other sectors and companies. We need to change also the way we are providing services. Our aim is to provide a more proactive, open, and digital administration. And we are working in four pillars. People, the same, providing capabilities, providing tools. Processes, change, agile methodologies, co-creation of the services. Data, become a data-driven organization to provide more quality of our data, to understand not only the data that we have, the data of the private sector, and how we share that. And finally, technology. That means to focus also on digital advanced technologies. We have put a very strong focus on 5G, artificial intelligence, and blockchain as three of key technologies that will transform our processes, our services. And we are working with all the departments on this field. Cybersecurity, more and more connection, more and more digital data, more and more need or protection. We will just create an agency for cybersecurity that is not working also for protecting ourselves as a department, as a government, also to provide the tools, the awareness to the citizens and to the companies in Catalonia to provide a public cybersecurity environment. And also work with our sector. For us, in all the strategy, this is the same relevance to adopt the technology that to create the industry to provide that. We want to have close to us this innovation because we are working as a testing lab for many of the areas. We have almost 400 companies in cybersecurity, and we are also helping to grow this area. And finally, about digital economy, about powering digital innovation. Some of the tech events that we are doing here in Catalonia, right now we are in the Smart City Expo. Last month we have the IoT Solutions World Congress for digitalizing industries. Also with blockchain, cybersecurity, and the mobile, it's our main trade show in February. Digital advanced technologies to focus on, I want to talk about a little bit of two of that, but also we have very strong strategy for drones, and we are starting to analyzing what will happen later with quantum technologies, because it seems to become in 30 years more universal, but 30 years is not too much for a society. We ask as a living lab. Any company that wants to test things, Catalonia is one of the best places to do that. We are open. We are opening schools. We are opening the hospital. We are opening our roads for autonomous cars, our cities for 5G technology, and so on. And finally, creating the ecosystems. We have different ecosystems in computer vision, blockchain, 5G, IoT, big data, and artificial intelligence. One of the strategies behind this digital nation approach is the blockchain strategy for Catalonia. We believe that blockchain will be one of the technologies that will transform more and more the governance of any part of our government, but also of our society. That I think it was 1.5 years ago, the government approved an approach to analyze this technology and define and create a specific strategy. We create a working group with all the areas of the government. We were analyzing which was the state of the art of the technology, the use cases that we can use, and which are the methodologies to apply that. After 1 year, we had more questions than answers, but this is good because also we have an awareness on that. And then we create this strategy. here you can download that. It's in Catalan and in English. And it's a strategy that it's focused on these 5 pillars, six, sorry. It's about promotion. That means today I am here in such kind of these events, summits, to provide awareness in different fields. It's about talent. It's really true that we have very, very good talent here, but we are starting with the universities. We have a master, we will have a degree on blockchain, and we will need more and more specialists in these areas. Also, it's about innovation, working with technological centers. We're creating a living lab. We have a test lab with nodes, with all the different parts of the government, and also with different municipalities that we are testing different blockchains. And also, we're talking about blockchain because it's the more well-known of the digital distributed ledger technologies, but really the strategy is not only about blockchain, it's just about all kind of distributed ledger technologies, because in some cases applies one better than the other. Also, it's about building an ecosystem. Later on, we will see that we are starting to have a lot of startup companies in these fields. Regulation, how blockchain complies with GDPR, how blockchain will impact in our regulations. Really, when we are talking about blockchain, we are talking about governance. And from the public perspective, governance is about regulation. And here we are analyzing these different fields on that. And finally, the government, how we can adopt this technology and how we can go further. This is a map that we did one year ago, and we are actualizing right now about some of the companies, startups that are providing technology here in Catalonia. Most of that are tech companies or that are using also the blockchain as the core technology for them. Also are more related to services or crypto. We are not here in Catalonia so huge about crypto, but this is good for us because when we are thinking about blockchain, it's a base to provide a digital transformation. Also, we have associations, accelerations, programs, and different foundations that are working with us to boost these technologies. Technological centers and some of the communities where we are working. And the perspective of the government, we have started to work with blockchain in different fields. First of all, we have Identicat, is this self-sovereign digital identity. For first time, a government will provide the citizen. We are not providing the citizen at all. We will provide the possibility, the creation of the infrastructure to a self-sovereign identity. That we are not going to manage that. When we are talking about empowering the citizens, we think really about the citizens can decide and can go where they want. And we will help them to provide that. Also, we have with the transplant office of Catalonia, that it's quite strong on that, a blockchain technology to use for in case dialysis patients that have all this biometric information with their provider, how we can share in a more transparent and in a more real-time information. Because there are different providers, and any of that needs to have the information of all that. Also, we are working about the ownership of the healthcare data of the citizens. What we will provide, it's a tool for citizens to provide consent to share their own data to third parties. That could be a technological center, that could be the public administration itself, or anyone. Because the data that we have from the citizens is not our data, it's their data. And technology provides the availability to them to access and to share it, because it's not a thing that we can do right now in most, at least in our administration. I am sure in a lot of administration happens the same. And this, it's a proof of concept that we will do for specific diseases, and we will increase to the rest of that. Also with waste management, we are right now putting in a blockchain the different transactions for the value chain of waste management. And the next step is to provide the availability to the citizens, to provide them a tokenization model for improve the recycling of the waste management. Also in the energy transition model that we are doing, there is the possibility for the buildings and the neighborhoods to share the excellence of technology because of the use of blockchain. Because if you are providing right now regulation in Spain, if you want to share with your neighbor energy, you cannot do that. You need to be a provider. You need to comply with a lot of things. But blockchain, combining blockchain with IoT, you can start to have a balance about the use that you have, about the consume, about the production, and then a way to share that. And well, we have some of the different use cases. In December, we will have a blockchain challenge, a waste management blockchain challenge. And with this project, we will open to the community during 24 hours to develop some of proof of concepts here in Barcelona. Any of you are invited. I think that they close me because I don't have more time, or what?
No, it wasn't because of that.
Please, could you put the presentation again?
I was about to say how fascinated I was, but then it just got interrupted. I was like, well, it doesn't look like me.
5 minutes more.
No, that was beautiful. That was beautiful, to be honest.
Here. And let's end or start to talk about artificial intelligence. In this area, it's also very, 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 I think, very transversal and with very huge impact in all our areas. We define a document basis of our strategy that has been with our strong working group with different experts in Catalonia, and we did a participatory process that it's end in the 15th of October, and right now we are gathering all the comments are new fields of action that we will put in our strategy. Our goal is at the end of this year approve the catalonia.ai, that it's the Catalan strategy for development of artificial intelligence in Catalonia. Also has similar fields of action of the technology strategy, because it's also about ecosystems. Here we have very, very strong governance, very, very strong players in these fields, are more and more mature than in blockchain. Also research and innovation. We have we have the Mare Nostrum 5, for example, one of the most relevant high supercomputing centers. We have computer vision center that it's working with autonomous car, with all different areas. Talent, that means also working on developing more capabilities. In the talent in this field, we will launch a project to train the whole society in Catalonia. Our aim is to have 10% of our population with technical capabilities of artificial intelligence, and 100% of the population with awareness of that. And we are with mass media and different online programs to provide that. Also the infrastructures and data access. Algorithms needs to use data, and to use data, we need to share data, and then to provide good environments to do that. And also the adoption from the government side, and also identify mobility, tourism and entertainment, agriculture, environment, healthcare, and industry as the main sectors where we are seeing adoption. And finally, in ethics, we have an observatory of digital advanced technologies. How these are the guidelines that are in Europe in many summits and focus could be implemented in our strategy, and also working together with the society about this, analyzing these impacts. From this strategy, I think that the most important is to combine humanity capabilities with technological capabilities, because this is just a new way of interact of the people with boats. I don't know if there was a report that was saying that in 3 years, 80% of the interaction is in the internet will be between boats or between a person with a boat. That means that in the future, artificial intelligence will be anywhere. And the people needs to maintain the autonomies of their lives, because sometimes technology seems to be more intrusive than it needs to be. This is our mapping that we did 2 months ago. 150 companies in artificial intelligence. It's about 1,500 million euros of revenues. Some of the universities of technological centers that are first class worldwide. We have very, very strong community on that. And these are mostly providing their solutions to the rest of the world, and we need to use more and more inside. We are working already with artificial intelligence. We are starting in Catalonia, but we are using with drone technology to analyze the subsidies that we are doing for the farmers. We are working with analyzing all medical images that we have. Catalonia has personal health record and all the images in a cloud, and we are putting some of algorithms to detect some diseases with colors. Also, we are using in the schools algorithms that, with a gamification process, talk with any of the students of a class, asking about the relationships of their partners, and then we create sociograms about that. And also with specific robots, they can interact, because the students are more open to talk sometimes with a robot, because it's anonymous interaction, because it's neutral for the rest of the class. And then the work that a psychologist, the tutor of the class, it's doing in 2 or 3 months, we are doing that in 3 days. Maybe a psychologist only can go through any class 1 time in a year. With this technology, they can use all the rest of the time that the machines are doing for that. Also, we are doing for automatize some of the processes that are very, very with RPA technologies in the energy, using all the data at Mare Nostrum, that it's the supercomputing center. It's using all data relating environment to provide better tools with autonomous cars in our roads, and with tourism, using the data about the movement of the citizens and providing automatic routes in Barcelona. These are different experiences that we are already working on that, and some of that are combining different technologies. That means to combine, in this case, 5G, drones, or autonomous cars with artificial intelligence. At the end, We have specific strategies from different fields, but what we need is to put it all, no, all together in any guise of the work with a strategy, a vision to provide Catalonia, as we call a digital nation, where we empower the citizens to arrive to this change in the world in every of the fields. Thank you very much.
Daniel, thank you very much for your amazing presentation. Have you ever met the ministry who is such knowledgeable in all the aspects and use cases of the technologies? Thanks a lot. And guys, indeed, Catalonian government makes a lot of efforts to push the technology adoption and to support people, citizens, with digital rights, with implementation in everyday life of the blockchain, artificial intelligence technologies. And sometimes they're facing some regulatory challenges. And we will have very, very interesting discussion on this particular topic tomorrow in the evening on the after party of the AI and Blockchain Summit. We will have the specific brainstorming session. So those of you who are not afraid of challenges and who are ready to dedicate your brains for one evening to support Catalonia in becoming one of the most proactive and digital nations in the world, please join us tomorrow in the evening at the after party. Our team will share with you all the details. Thank you very much once again, Daniel, for coming here. And those of you who need the presentation slides or links about the blockchain, startup and digital ecosystem of the Catalonian region, please contact our team. We will share with you all the initial materials shared with us by the administration of Catalonia.